Have you ever wondered where that elusive yet familiar odor comes from, leaving you to ask in confusion, "Is that me?" Rest assured, you're far from alone in experiencing these sensations. In today's video, we'll embark on a fascinating journey to uncover 8 unexpected bathroom habits that experts believe can inadvertently amplify unwanted odors in women as they mature, even when it seems we're doing everything possible to maintain hygiene. But that's not all. We won't just identify these hidden factors. We'll also share simple yet effective solutions to help you feel fresh, confident, and fully in tune with your body. After all, every woman deserves to live boldly and beautifully, regardless of age. So stay with us until the very end, as important discoveries await you. In the meantime, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like to help us spread valuable knowledge about maturity. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we highly recommend doing so and turning on notifications so you don't miss any helpful tips. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Enter the number 1 if you like the video and 0 if you don't, so we can create content that is most useful to you. So let's begin our exciting exploration. Let's start with the first point: using too much soap in the intimate area. Ladies, are you ready for a personal revelation that could change your approach to personal hygiene? Imagine that once in our youth, every shower routine was a sacred ritual for us. We meticulously lathered every inch of our bodies, using fragrant soaps and shower gels. And we were especially careful with our intimate area, striving for perfect cleanliness. We sincerely believed that more soap meant more freshness. And of course, all those bright, floral-scented feminine hygiene products filling pharmacy shelves only reinforced this idea. But here's the catch. No one, not our mothers, our best friends, or even our doctors, warned us that this aggressive cleansing procedure could do more harm than good. The truth is that our intimate areas are a miracle of self-regulation. The vaginal ecosystem is designed to maintain a delicate balance of beneficial bacteria and a certain pH level, usually between 3.8 and 4.5, which helps prevent infections and maintain health and odorlessness. This natural system is like a well-coordinated orchestra, where each component plays its part to maintain harmony. However, when we start using harsh soaps, fragrant shower gels, or even so-called gentle feminine hygiene products, we are essentially throwing a wrench into this mechanism. These products, often containing chemicals, fragrances, and alcohol, destroy beneficial bacteria and disrupt natural acidity, creating an ideal environment for the growth of harmful bacteria or yeast. The result is unpleasant odor, irritation, and even infections, such as bacterial vaginosis or thrush. And this is not because we are unclean, but because we have overdone the cleansing, disrupting the delicate balance. The author of the article's experience was a bitter lesson, taught by years of struggling with recurring discomfort. She constantly wondered why her pursuit of freshness seemed to have the opposite effect. Everything became clear after a frank conversation with her gynecologist. It turns out that the vagina is a self-cleaning system that does not require external intervention. The internal vaginal canal produces mucus, which naturally washes away dead cells and bacteria, maintaining balance. For external areas such as the vulva, warm water is usually sufficient. If a cleansing agent is needed, it is recommended to choose a fragrance-free, pH-balanced product specifically designed for intimate areas, and use it sparingly only on the outer skin, never inside. Wipes, sprays, or douches that promise freshness often contain irritants that can cause dryness, itching, or worse, trigger more serious problems. The author advises trusting the body's natural processes. The less intervention, the healthier and fresher you will feel. If you experience persistent odor or discomfort, do not double down on soap use. You should see a doctor to rule out any hidden problems. The body is wiser than it seems, so it should be allowed to do its job. The second part of the article discusses not washing towels often enough. If you ask when the last time you washed your towel was, many people would have to think about it. The author admits that she used to leave her towel in the bathroom for too long. The logic was simple. After a shower, the body is clean. Therefore, the towel is too. but how wrong she was. It wasn't until the author started noticing a faint, musty smell lingering on her skin, even after a thorough shower, that she realized her towel was sabotaging her hygiene routine. The science behind it is simple. Bath towels are magnets for moisture, and bacteria and fungi thrive in moist, warm environments. Every time you dry yourself off and hang the towel in a humid bathroom, especially one with poor ventilation, you're creating a breeding ground for microbes. These microbes can include skin bacteria, mold, or even fungus, which not only cause the towel to smell unpleasant, but can also transfer back onto your clean. Skin. For the author, who had previously used the same towel for a whole week in the name of efficiency and water conservation, this was a wake-up call. She thought she was being environmentally conscious, but she was unknowingly compromising the health of her skin. Dermatologists recommend washing bath towels after every 3-4 uses to prevent bacterial buildup. If you live in a humid climate or your bathroom has poor air circulation, you may need to wash your towels more often, like after every 2 uses. To make this easier, consider adopting a towel rotation system. Have 3 towels in your arsenal. One you're currently using, one that's drying after being washed, and one that's clean and ready to go. This way, you'll never have to resort to using a damp, germ-infested towel. Another pro tip is to ensure your towel dries completely after each use. Spread it out fully on a towel rack, avoiding bunching it up. If you struggle with ventilation in your bathroom, consider investing in a small dehumidifier. The author notes that since she started washing her towels regularly and ensuring they dry completely, her skin has been clearer. Her bathroom smells fresher, and the musty towel smell is a thing of the past. It's a small change that makes a noticeable difference. If you're still watching this video and finding these tips helpful, please leave a comment with the number 1 to let me know you're still with me. Thanks for your time. Part 3. Neglecting your feet. Let's be honest, feet aren't the most glamorous topic to discuss, right? We often give them minimal attention, especially when they're hidden away in socks and shoes all day. The author used to be a foot neglect queen. Her standard shower routine involved simply letting the water run over them, maybe giving them a quick scrub with a soapy washcloth, and that was it. She never bothered with thorough scrubbing or drying between her toes, assuming her feet were fine as long as they didn't look visibly dirty. But as she got older, she started noticing a problem she couldn't ignore. A sour, unpleasant odor emanating from her shoes, even on days when she hadn't been particularly active or sweaty. It was embarrassing, and she couldn't figure out what was causing it. The root of the problem lies in how our skin changes as we age. Younger skin naturally sheds dead cells more efficiently, but as we get older, this process slows down. Dead skin cells can accumulate on our feet, especially in areas like the heels and between the toes, creating a perfect breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. Add to that the fact that feet are prone to sweating. They have over 250,000 sweat glands, and you've got a recipe for foot odor if you don't take preventative measures. The author's minimalist foot cleaning routine was allowing dead skin and moisture to linger, turning her feet into a hidden source of stink. Now, the author has completely revamped her approach, and it's been a game changer. During every shower, she dedicates a full minute to her feet. She uses a soft washcloth and a gentle, unscented soap to scrub every surface thoroughly, paying special attention to the soles, heels, and, yes, between the toes, where moisture and bacteria love to hide. Exfoliating tools, like a pumice stone or foot file, can help remove built-up dead skin, but the author only uses these once a week to avoid irritation. A crucial point worthy of emphasis is thoroughly drying your feet after showering. The author uses a fresh towel to pat her feet dry, paying particular attention to the spaces between her toes to remove all moisture. In summer or when wearing closed shoes for long periods, consider sprinkling some antifungal foot powder into your socks or shoes to keep your feet dry and prevent odor. Caring for your feet is about more than just addressing foot odor. This is an acknowledgement of the importance of those tireless toilers that accompany humans throughout their lives. Neglecting them can lead to undesirable outcomes like athlete's foot, cracked heels, and even infections, especially if a person has conditions like diabetes that affect foot health. Therefore, the author urges giving your feet the attention they deserve. Extra time in the shower, thorough drying, and occasional small indulgences, such as a relaxing foot soak or applying moisturizer, can help keep your feet feeling fresh, healthy, and ready for new achievements. After all, feet are the foundation of the body and self-assurance. Next, let's consider an issue that might seem amusing, but has quite serious implications: flushing the toilet with the lid up. When the author first learned about this, she couldn't help but laugh. It sounded like something out of a quirky science experiment. However, the reality is far from humorous, and it's backed by solid research. When you flush a toilet with the lid up, you're effectively launching a microscopic geyser known as a toilet plume. This phenomenon involves tiny, invisible droplets, often containing bacteria, viruses, and other unpleasant particles, being ejected into the air at astonishing speed. Studies have shown that these airborne particles can travel distances of up to 6 feet or more, lingering in the air for minutes or even hours. Now consider the implications. These tiny droplets don't simply vanish. They settle on surfaces throughout your bathroom. Your toothbrush, innocently sitting on the counter, is potentially coated in them. Your hairbrush, your towel, or even the skincare products you use daily, all are within range. If you're standing nearby during the flush, these particles might even land on your skin, or worse, be inhaled. The stakes get higher when you factor in the presence of air fresheners, scented toilet bowl cleaners, or other chemical products. The toilet plume doesn't just carry biological contaminants. It can also disperse chemical residues, creating a mist that's both unsanitary and potentially irritating to your respiratory system. There is a simple solution that can make all the difference. Always put the toilet lid down before you flush. Since the author has adopted this habit, she has noticed a marked difference in the cleanliness and freshness of her bathroom. It's not just about avoiding the ick factor, although that's a valid point. A closed lid significantly reduces the spread of germs and subtle odors that accumulate over time, even in a seemingly spotless bathroom. It's a small but highly effective change that yields significant benefits, ensuring that your bathroom remains a haven of hygiene. Ultimately, the cleanest bathroom is one where you don't detect any odors at all, because they're simply not there. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, please comment with the number 2 below to let the author know that you're still watching along with her. Thank you for your precious time. Part 5. Wearing the same underwear to bed. Let's talk about a habit many of us have been guilty of at some point, including the author. Picture this. You're winding down for the night, slipping into your favorite cozy pajamas, and climbing into bed. You pause and think, do I need to change my underwear? I've just been lounging around, not running a marathon. The temptation arises to stick with the same pair you've been wearing all day, especially if they're comfortable. But here's the truth. This seemingly harmless choice can undermine your hygiene and comfort, especially as you get older. Throughout the day, our bodies naturally produce sweat, oil, and moisture, even if we're not engaged in strenuous activity. These elements, along with skin cells and bacteria, accumulate in our underwear. When you wear the same pair to bed, you're trapping all of that against your skin for hours in a warm, enclosed environment, a prime location for odor-causing bacteria to thrive. This is especially true if your underwear is made from synthetic materials like nylon, polyester, or spandex, which are less breathable than natural fibers. Over time, this can lead to skin irritation, increased moisture retention, and yes, unpleasant odors that linger into the morning. So, what's the solution? Doctors and dermatologists advise changing into a fresh pair of underwear before going to bed. It's best to opt for cotton or other breathable fabrics that allow air to circulate and wick away moisture. For those who are comfortable, you can go a step further and forego underwear altogether at night to allow your skin to breathe. Making this small adjustment can reduce the risk of irritation, keep sensitive areas dry, and provide a fresh and comfortable feeling in the morning. By making this small adjustment, the author noticed a subtle but noticeable improvement in her morning routine. It's one of those little changes that feels surprisingly pleasant and allows you to feel better. Now, about the bathroom trash can. Let's face it, many of us have done it, or rather, not done it. For a long time, the author of the article did not attach importance to caring for the trash can in the bathroom. Like many, she kept a small bin near the toilet for convenience, throwing used wipes, cotton swabs, hygiene products, and other small items there. The procedure was simple: empty the bin when it was full, and that was it. It never occurred to the author that this modest tank could be a silent pest in her otherwise impeccable bathroom. Here's the problem. Even a small trash can can become a breeding ground for odors and bacteria if it is not properly cared for. Each discarded item, be it a wet wipe, a used hygiene item, or even a harmless cotton pad, contributes a little moisture and organic matter. In a closed tank, these elements are retained, creating a warm, humid environment in which bacteria and mold can thrive. Over time, this leads to a faint but persistent musty or sour smell that can penetrate the bathroom despite thorough cleaning. The author was shocked to realize that there was an unpleasant smell in her clean bathroom that she had become accustomed to, and all because she didn't pay enough attention to her trash can. The proposed solution is elementary to implement and does not require a lot of time. The author strongly recommends emptying the trash can in the bathroom every few days, regardless of how full it is. Once every 7 days, it is recommended to thoroughly disinfect the tank with a special spray or vinegar-based cleaner to kill any possible bacteria and unpleasant odors. To enhance the effect, you can add a little baking soda or a few drops of essential oil to the bottom, which will help absorb and neutralize odors. These simple steps, which take no more than 5 minutes, have radically transformed the atmosphere in the bathroom. The room has become noticeably fresher, and guests often note the cleanliness and comfort. A well-maintained trash can, seemingly an insignificant detail, but it can radically change the perception of the bathroom, making it truly hygienic and comfortable. Let's move on to the next topic: using old or unwashed robes. Imagine the perfect picture. You've just stepped out of a hot shower. Your skin glows with cleanliness. The world around seems beautiful. You reach for your favorite robe hanging on the hook and plunge into its soft embrace. It's like a warm hug from an old friend, cozy, familiar, and comfortable. But a question arises that may make you think, when was the last time you washed this robe? If you're like the author, the answer may be vague. Robes can be deceiving. They seem clean because we only put them on after a shower. Can clothes that we put on after a shower be dirty? Not exactly. Let's figure it out. After a shower, the skin is damp, and this moisture is transferred to the fabric of the robe when you wrap yourself in it. If the robe is not hung out to dry, but, for example, crumpled on a hook in a poorly ventilated bathroom or tucked behind a door, this moisture creates ideal conditions for the growth of bacteria, mold, and fungus, turning your cozy robe into a breeding ground for unwanted microorganisms. You may not notice this immediately, but over time the robe may acquire an unpleasant, musty smell. Have you ever felt an unpleasant odor on your skin even after a thorough shower? You may blame soap or deodorant, but the culprit may be an unwashed robe. The smell sticks to your clean skin, negating all your hygiene efforts. It's a subtle betrayal, but it's easy to fix once you know what to do. The solution she found for herself turned her world upside down. First of all, she made a commitment to wash her robe weekly, no exceptions. To simplify the task, she bought a second robe so that she could alternate them. This ensured that there was always a clean and completely dry robe available while the second was in use. When hanging the robe, she chose a place with good air circulation, such as an open hanger or a well-ventilated place in the bathroom, rather than allowing it to languish in a damp corner. A robe that has the opportunity to dry properly is much less likely to contain bacteria or acquire a specific musty smell. The result was obvious. Her robe now smells like fresh linen, crisp, clean and pleasant, not a forgotten corner of the closet. It's a small change, but it improves the whole post-shower experience. You'll feel truly clean when you wrap yourself in a robe that's as fresh as you are. Trust me, once you make this switch, you'll never go back to the days of the "I'll wash it eventually" robe. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, please comment with the number 3 below to let her know you're still watching along. Thank you for your precious time. Part 8. Forgetting to cleanse your armpits after shaving. This next hygiene tip caught her off guard, and she's betting it might surprise you too. Like many people, she used to think that shaving her armpits was a straight shot to cleaner, fresher underarms. After all, removing hair means less surface area for sweat and odor to cling to, right? That's true in theory, but there's a critical detail she was missing, and it could make or break your underarm hygiene game. When you shave your armpits, you're not just cutting hair. The razor also acts as an exfoliant, scraping away dead skin cells, deodorant residue, and even some of the bacteria that naturally live on your skin. Sounds good, right? Here's the catch. All that gunk, dead skin cells, deodorant buildup, and stirred-up bacteria don't magically disappear. It can linger on your skin, hiding out in your freshly shaved zone, unless you take the extra step to cleanse it away. Left unchecked, this buildup becomes a breeding ground for odor, negating the benefits of shaving and potentially making you smell worse than before. Dermatologists and hygiene experts point out that the underarm is one of the most bacteria-prone areas of the body. The warm, moist environment is like a 5-star resort for microbes, and shaving, while helpful for reducing odor, can backfire if you're not following up with proper cleansing. The solution is refreshingly simple, but requires a conscious addition to your daily rituals. Post-shave, it's essential to rinse your armpits thoroughly with lukewarm water to dislodge any debris. Next, using a soft, clean cloth, gently wipe the area. It's important to avoid vigorous scrubbing, as freshly shaved skin can be particularly sensitive. This gentle cleansing helps remove the dead skin cells, bacteria, and deodorant residue that linger after shaving, ensuring a truly clean canvas. After rinsing, pat the area dry with a clean towel and allow your skin to breathe for a few moments before applying deodorant or antiperspirant. The author likes to use this time to complete regular skincare routines, such as cleansing and toning the face, while the underarms air out for a few minutes. This seemingly minor step has been a game changer. The armpits feel noticeably fresher, and that clean sensation lasts longer throughout the day. The lingering odor that used to bother even after shaving has vanished. In its place is the confidence that comes from knowing every aspect of personal hygiene has been addressed. Adding this quick cleanse after shaving to daily habits will unlock a new level of freshness that one could only imagine before. It's a small effort that yields big rewards.